what was not a good time
God, left turn.
was court yesterday.
Oh.
We had Gage and I went to court.
Okay.
But I want to talk about the positives here.
Okay.
Gage left his inner child at the apartment.
Oh, good.
Now, I have to say, Jeffrey did drive with me to the courthouse at 111 North Hill Street. I had a very hard time keeping him in the car, but I did keep him in the car.
Did you have a rage playlist on your way to court yesterday? I can imagine what music you listened to.
So we walk in, and Gage was there, and it wasn't like he was friendly, but he wasn't rude.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting kind of across the courtroom from me. And it was crowded, and there was a lot of cases to hear.
Oh, boy.
And I want to say we probably just sat there waiting apart for like an hour and a half.
Oh, my God.
Now, my attorney came in. His attorney came in. In the meantime, while we're waiting there, and this is why I think like things are meant to be, I start listening to the cases. And we're talking domestic violence. They call it DV.
Oh.
DV cases.
Shit.
Domestic violence, child abuse, child endangerment. This one woman that I was eavesdropping, they took her kid away because she didn't finish 6 months of her drug program. She left after 4. And I'm listening to all of these cases.
Horrible shit.
And then now I'm sitting there with these $600 an hour. Gage and I are in nice suits, sitting there with our $600 an hour attorneys and our lattes. And I'm listening to this shit, and I'm like, we're douchebags. And I'm really, really embarrassed.
Yes.
And please do not call me. I'm like, don't call me, because I'm going to be up there. He picked her up from breakfast at 8 instead of 10. And this woman's like, he beat the shit out of me. He took the kids. Can you believe that, Your Honor? He just went right in the gate. And I'm like, I can't fucking go up there.
No.
This can't happen.
Oh
like,
my
you
God.
really start to put things in
course.
perspective.
Sweating? I'd be sweating.
I was sweating,
Clammy
sweating.
hands.
And I'm like, this is not going to be good.
No.
Like, this is like.
Embarrassing.
People are going to throw tomatoes at you.
They are.
Yeah. Your car,
Yeah.
your nice
It's gonna be-
They're gonna-
Mercedes is
Yeah,
going to
get
get keyed
They're
in the
going to
parking
key
lot.
my car.
Yes.
They're going to run me out of that
Absolutely.
courtroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank God, Gage's attorney came over to my attorney and was like, hey, can I talk to you outside?
He was thinking the same thing,
Great.
probably.
Yeah, probably.
This looks bad
and
for
so
us.
they made a proposal.
Yeah.
So what we were working on, all we're working on is legal temporary custody until our court hearing, right? But now I don't even want to go to court anymore because I said, I don't think I really belong here. I think, can we get a private judge? And they're like, yeah, we can pay for that. I'm like, let's pay for that.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, also my attorney was looking for a private judge because there's no fucking way I'm going to go in court and complain about, he dropped out the backpack and he didn't include the lunchbox. I'm not fucking doing this.
She was missing a sock.
And
it was Ralph Lauren.
Right.
there's no way that
So
I'm doing this.
relatable.
Yeah.
So the attorney started going back and forth. I'm like, tell him he can have Sunday. Well, tell him he can have Tuesday. Tell him he can have this. So then finally, as we were sitting in the courtroom, I'm like, is there any way that Gage and I could just talk without you guys? And Gage agreed.
Aw.
And they put us in a
That's good.
mediation room.
Good.
And we sat for probably about an hour.
Okay.
And Gage was like old Gage. Like, it's because he left his inner child at home.
That's
And
good.
because I left Jeffrey in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I left a window down. But because we did not bring our inner children to court, we were able to sit down like adults and we were able to talk things through. And we came up with a temporary schedule that works for the both of us.
Oh, it's such good
Amazing.
news.
And
Great
I was
news.
very, very pleased. Now, granted, we were there for 4.5 hours total because then,
And it cost you $3,000.
well, I didn't want Gage to go back to his apartment and have Gagey talk him out of it.
Right.
Because that happens before. So we had to sit there while the attorneys were like talking to their paralegals and getting it typed up.
Yep.
And then they were trying to like, we gotta email it to the cafe and then print it
put
out
your
and then you guys sign it.
thumbprint and sign it in blood. And,
So we
yep.
did all of that. It's signed. We
Great.
have a temporary legal agreement. We go to the private judge because I'm not going in and following the DV cases. I'm not doing that. So we we're supposed to see the private judge on October 3rd. So we have a temporary legal schedule, and we were kind of like laughing a little bit.
I'm glad to hear
Laughing a little bit, and I think he had sent me a text later like, I really appreciate it, and I said I really appreciate.
I love this.
And then I had texted him later in the evening about other things, and so things at the moment are really good.
Maybe there's some
Yay.
light at the end of the tunnel
Did
here.
you sleep good last night?
I did. I was very much relieved, and because my biggest concern is Monroe,
Yeah.
and I feel like this schedule works for her.